Looking up at the moon, you might think that it's relatively benign, maybe a nice place to visit. Maybe you wonder as you stare at its cratered face as it drifts across the night sky, why we haven't been back since Apollo 17. I'm Eric Malachite, author of Echoes of Olympus, Mons, and today's video is all about lunar dust, or lunar regolith. There may be a good reason why we haven't been back to the moon, and it may come down to lunar regolith, or more commonly known as moon dust. During the Apollo missions, the substance got everywhere, inside the lander, on the suits, beneath the fingernails of astronauts, in their eyes, in their lungs, caused equipment and computer failure, and most troubling was how it wore down the protective layers of the astronauts' suits over time. By the time they finished their mission and were ready to return home, the moon dust had worn astronauts' boots down to such a degree that there was a risk of complete breach in some suits. Lunar regolith is like sand, but it's constantly blasted by charged particles by the solar wind. It's as fine as glass, and it carries a slight magnetic charge from constant exposure to the solar wind, meaning it sticks to everything. It covers nearly the entirety of the moon's surface. Bedrock is only really visible on walls of craters, and scientists believe that this moon dust was created by uncountable impacts by meteorites. Originally, it was feared that the lunar dust would be too light to support the lunar lander's weight at the beginning of the Apollo program. Fortunately, robotic surveyors showed that the lunar surface was firm enough to support a landing spacecraft. Later, astronauts observed that the surface of the moon felt very firm beneath their feet. The search for a solution to this problem is ongoing, but with NASA's current plans to return to the moon in the very near future, the question becomes, how will they deal with the challenges that lunar regolith presents? One suggestion is that they'll have a kind of magnetic filter in the vents of the spaceship that lands on the moon to collect the dust, but the problem of equipment failure and dust getting into equipment, onto computer consoles and things like that, remains a major issue, and one that's not easily solvable. So, time will tell if we're able to solve this particular problem. The moon has tons of different resources that we could mine if we were able to solve this problem, such as helium-3 for potential fusion reactions or fuel for starships in the distant future. It's my hope that we solve this soon. If you like this kind of content, go ahead and hit the subscribe button and ring that bell to see future updates. I've been Eric Malachite. I'm the author of Echoes of Olympus, Mons, and you can find the book on Amazon in print and digital formats. Link is in the description.